So, yeah. So for professional space, for people finding accountability partner, people who just want to, help grow in their career, whether it's personal or professional. So basically, I want to welcome all of you. I know that not everybody here has an interview next week, but some people are just here to, if you have your track application, can you just send it to my WhatsApp? You would see my name, Kel, there. Just send it to my WhatsApp. I will just use one to give an example. So just send it to my WhatsApp, please. Okay, I think people want to join it to admit all. Let me admit all of them. Okay. Azizat, are you on the call? Send me I just need one or two. Just send me your stuff. Okay, Cynthia sent down. Okay, thank you. Guys, I think I need to make one of my co-founder so that they can help me admit, so I don't have this thing. Chinos, are you on the call?
Yeah.
So I'll just make you one of the admins now, so that you can just help me admit people in. Is that okay? Because I'm being
it's fine.
Yeah, because I'm being distracted. Let me go find your name. Okay, I've seen you. So just help me add a cost. Okay, so I will just go first. But one thing I want to start with is I'll start with the tip. All right. I'll start with the tips. Like I have to, write some things down, because I know that sometimes when people go for interviews, it's not because they don't even know what they want to say. It's just that fear. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Like you're seeing them maybe because of the colors and everything, and they just ask you, "Oh, tell me about yourself," and the next thing you're just scared because you don't even know where to start from. Then you start staggering. Your pace goes up. Your pace goes down. So one thing you should first know is you need to work on your pace. You shouldn't be too fast. You shouldn't be too slow, because sometimes when you sound too slow, it feels like you're not very sure of what you're saying, like you're beating something like that. But when you sound very fast, it feels like you're rushing what you're saying and you're not communicating effectively. So you have to be very, very, very mindful of your pace. And also, like I said when you started, you need to act like you're having conversation with them. That's the most important thing that you need to know. Oh, these people, I'm just here to discuss my skills. I'm here to discuss my my skills with them and my experience. Also, I would say that when you're going, speak clearly. Emphasis on speaking clearly. It is very, very important. Then also, this is just a very beginning tip before we go into the scenario-based questions. If you have to dress professionally, please do that. Don't let anybody say, you're too serious. Where you go, where you go wear this kind of clothes? Because I feel like sometimes when you put on your best outfit, it just gives you that confidence, right? So if you feel like you want to put on your best outfit, please do that. Also, arrive early. If you're going for a physical one, please arrive early, because when you get there, I don't know what really happens when we get to interview space. There's just this tension, right? So if you get there early, let's say 1 hour, 30 minutes before the time, it just helps you calm you down, and you're just okay. Most importantly, you need to learn to use the STAR method. Right? Are you guys still with me? The STAR method is situation, task, action, and result. So you're going to put the STAR method in terms of your scenario-based questions. I'm going to, come there as time goes on. Also, you also need to show your skills and quality. That's why I said we should download our person specification and all of that. Yeah. So another thing is the trust that you're going to. NHS has its own value, different from the trust. NHS value is working together for patient respect and dignity, commitment to quality care, compassion, improving lives, and everyone counts. Now, the NHS trust that you're going to, they have their own value. And sometimes one of the questions they may likely ask you aside, tell me about yourself is, I'm just going to say it, I'm coming, I wrote it down. Someone told me that they asked her, can you tell us how you've been able to embody all the trust value in your day-to-day role? Have you seen what they did there? They will ask you, tell us how you've been able to embody the trust value. So what they are doing is they've expected that you would go and read their trust value. You would read their, if it's for value, maybe they have communication, they have compassion. Please hold on. Sorry about that. I'm still at work, that's why. So they expect to read their trust value. For example, if their values are communication, compassion, caring, and whatsoever, and now they're asking you, how have you embodied these values in your roles? So you first of all thank them, oh, thank you for the opportunity to interview for this position, or thank you for this question. These values, okay, these are your values. They are this, that, and they are not just values to me, because these are values that I apply in my own, not just in the job, but in my own normal life or in my own normal of doing things. For example, caring. I'm a caring person. I have this, I've done this. I don't know if you get what I mean. Just put it everywhere and then relate it to the role that you're applying for. Also, talking about compassion, you have to show how you've been compassionate to your patients, and also let them know that you being a compassionate person doesn't mean you are just let me say compassionate to only your patients. You're also compassionate to your family, to your friends, so they don't just think that you're only doing it because of the role. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. You're not just doing it because of the role. You're also like, it's your normal way of life. If they say, oh, empathetic, oh, I'm naturally a very empathetic person. What does empathy mean? Simply, it means that you're putting yourself in the patient's shoes. And all of us somehow we have empathy, we're so empathetic. So you need to find ways to put in all of this inside. Another thing they will say is, tell me about yourself. And I will say this, and I will say this every time. Hilary, are you fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Read the job description. Let me get somebody's own. Cynthia just sent me her own. I wish I could send it to my email and just share it here. Okay, let me see. Clinical team leader. Okay, I'm coming. I'm trying to check the. Okay, this one is. I was looking for an healthcare one. No, let me not go and. I was looking for an healthcare one. Does anyone have any healthcare? Okay, let's just use this one, Sha. So yeah, now they said so this one is not like healthcare, so they don't have that main key duties that they want. But let me see what they want here. Okay, so in this one now they say duties and key tasks. Now this is not an healthcare stuff, but if somebody has healthcare, please can you send me your healthcare on? This is for, I think this is an admin role, yeah, team leader, outpatient, yeah. So now this is what they said here. Key duties and tasks. Number one, communicate effectively with patients to ensure that any queries are resolved. Now, they've made it very simple for you. They want communication skills. That's what they want there. They also said to liaise with clinical regarding annual study leave, sick leave. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that, okay, yeah, send it to me. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that every question that you want is already in this job description. So if you take your time to study this job description, for example, they are saying, oh, maybe they want someone that knows how to communicate effectively. They want someone with empathetic skill. They want someone with team leadership skills. everything that you're saying, you have to find a way to put them together. That, oh, I'm a very caring person. I'm respectful. I take my job with so much pride. I'm naturally a team lead. I always look forward to, helping people. You just need to find a way to put everything together, because, like I said, they have, according to what I heard, they have something that they mark, and for each point that you give, you score a mark. So if for example two people are fighting for that position, I'm just using the word fighting, those points that you did not give, that somebody else gave, the person is going to get the job. So if they are saying they want communication skills, read your job description. That's what, everything they will ask is there in your job description. Most people, again, they will ask you, this one will come out for sure. They always ask it, especially in terms of healthcare. How do you handle a difficult situation or a difficult patient? I said that in one of my videos. You have to find a way to say, I listen to the patient carefully. I try to understand them. I try to find the solution for them. You need to put them together. And I feel like one thing they like to also hear is, when you feel that there's a difficult situation that you cannot handle, always lay emphasis on the fact that you are going to take it up with your team lead. They love it. They like that, all those, team lead thing, team leader. They just want to hear it. So even if they ask questions that you're not so sure of, don't be too fast to say, oh, because I want to answer these questions. They are not all that. Just take your time and ask them, could you please repeat the questions? I didn't get that. Then when they repeat it again, you take your time, listen to the question, then create scenarios in your head. There are some questions that they will ask you, and you know that somehow you've not done this thing before. That's why I always tell people that most of the things that we do currently, let's even forget that we are in the UK. Some of us were coming from Nigeria. We already have those skills already. What we're doing now, we're just transferring those skills that we already had that we used in Nigeria. We're transferring it into our current roles. Has anybody done that before? Yeah, can you guys hear me? Have I been talking to myself?
Yes, we can. Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, okay. So have you been in a situation where you don't even know anything, but because you've done something in Nigeria before relocating here, then you now had to use those transferable skills into your current roles?
Yeah, so personally, I would say, oh, sorry, my name is Adin Kapulabi. You must have seen it there.
Yeah.
So, when I first came to the UK, so it was very, very easy for me to get a lot of jobs,
Okay.
you know. But recently, I go and interview with NHS, so like 3 interviews altogether. So the first time I messed up. In fact, I've never been in that situation in my life before, where I'll get to interview and you know I'll just light off. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my brain was just blank. I don't know what to see. I was just like, why am I here? So the second one I couldn't attend because it was far away from where I reside. So, but the third one I did very well. They confirmed that to me, but somebody did better than I did.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's my current experience with anything.
Is this still in healthcare?
Yes, healthcare. Yeah.
But so before you went, did you have like a little bit of experience here in the UK?
Yeah. So I've been
Mm.
working in healthcare for like 2 years now.
Oh
For
wow.
more than 2 years. Yeah.
So why did you think you couldn't answer that? Is it just because you could not create a scenario in your head, or they caught you off guard?
Uh so I think one thing that affected me was, currently I'm seriously looking for sponsorship, and I wouldn't know seriously because, like I said, I've never been in that situation before. So, and in fact, that was the kind of joke my wife did with me, that
Mm,
I used to be the one that would say, "Why won't you get that job?"
mm.
So, but now I couldn't get it, and in fact, I really messed up. You know, so
It's
that's my
fine. I feel like it still falls back to you. Maybe you were nervous, you were
Yeah,
not
yeah, I
confident.
was,
Yeah,
I
I
was.
feel like that's what really caused a lot of distractions. Like when I went for my own interview, I met a lady outside and she told me that's actually a fourth interview with the NHS. But
Wow.
as God would have it, she passed. So it still falls back to, I feel like when you just get there and you look at these people, just take it that, just like you're having this conversation with me now, you
Yeah,
see how calm you are. You don't know me, but you're
yeah,
calmly having this conversation with me. So why would you go and see other people, maybe because of their color or because you're tense that, oh, I really need this job?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
So, like you're saying now,
Mm-hmm.
in fact, it's something that I really want to work on, and in fact, I've been trying to download a lot of app, trying to work on myself.
Mm.
So, because the second one I did was with black people and a Nigerian guy and one Zimbabwean lady.
Okay.
But I still discovered that my voice was still,
Okay.
shaky somehow. So
So I think you just need to work, and I feel like that's what a lot of people need to do. My friend Cynthia, she's on this call. The day I was going to go for my first interview, I told her that if it feels like my tummy was turning me, that something is happening to me. But when I got in, another thing I tell people is when you get in and they offer you water, thank God I took that water because they offered me water and I took it. And when I took the water, I felt relaxed. It felt like I just went to a friend's place and they said, will you drink water? And I said, yes, I'll drink water. And they gave me water. So one thing I tell people is also, guys, you need to practice whatever scenario questions that you've come and that you come up with in your head. Don't put it in your head and say, I already know it. You need to open your mouth and talk. If it means you getting your phone, sit in front of your phone and practice, or call a friend or a brother or your wife or your sister and say, please ask me these questions. Because I feel like the more you talk, the more you open your mouth to talk, the more it sticks in your head. Because if you just read it and say, oh, I already know it, it's fine, it doesn't work that way. So you need to constantly practice. And that's why I said, if you get there early too, it still gives you time to sit down, you're very comfortable, and you start talking. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. So just sit like you're going to have conversation with these people and see that it's either a yes or a no, but aim to get the yes. That's how I see it. Because I wouldn't know why somebody would write, like, go for a particular NHS interview for 4 times. I just told her, you just need to work on your confidence. And she said that's what she did. She worked on her confidence, and that's it. So, guys, they would ask you questions. Tell me about yourself. They'll ask you, tell me a time you worked with a difficult patient. How were you able to handle it? They'll ask you scenario-based questions about something like how well do you how do you work with team members. That's very, very important. You need to show them that you are working with because in healthcare, eh, use this kind of key to say in healthcare, no 2 days are the same. No 2 days are the same. So you constantly need to understand the value of working with other your team members and helping, like in situations where you guys have emergency, or the clinic is so busy, you offer helping hand to your colleagues. You help them to finish their tasks when you've done yours. You just, that team bonding is very, very important. Because when you go to the NHS, to like the department I went to was emergency, I could see a lot of things happening at the same time. Now you need to let them understand that you are very good at working with other team members, because you know that in terms of healthcare, no 2 days are the same. And also, I used to say, when they ask you question in reading their your application and everything, you go to their website. Do not forget to go to their website. Read something that has to do with their awards. Aside you asking them, oh, what's the career progress in this job? That's too basic. That's too natural. Anybody would ask that. Oh, what are the learning? So, for example, what I did is I went to their website. I saw that they are very busy, that they are like the most busiest and biggest clinic or trust in the Northwest. So, what I did is I read that they had award too, and I asked them, oh, how were you able to handle um um situations in emergency. And the lady started telling me, oh, it's not been easy with them. They did this, they do that, that they're short of staff. That means I asked her something that is important to show that I'm concerned about them as a trust, because it's an emergency department. Now, imagine you working there and they bring 10 people from this side, 10 people from this side. How do you cope? So study their website. I think someone is sending me more distance. So let me check. So study their website and understand what they want. So somebody just sent me this too. I'm just looking for a care. Cynthia, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So planning of care. I'm sorry. Is this NHS this thing? Oh, this is bound to. I'm sure they will sponsor for this show by. Coming, guys. I'm not even saying the key responsibilities. Okay, there's duty. Okay. Coming, I'm not seeing can't even see the person specification. Okay, main purpose to assist. This is generally a care and healthcare this thing. So they said main purpose to assist the provision of high standard individualized care under supervision of the registered nurse practitioner and others in the healthcare professional team, to work in collaborative and cooperative manner, and to recognize and respect their particular contribution within the care. So for this person now, basically, what's this person putting in the group chat? Thank you so much. Okay, where are we sending it? To my WhatsApp. So basically now what I just said, one of the things that they are looking for here is you being able to work with a team, collaboration and cooperating with other people. So now what you're reporting, like, for example, you're working under the supervision of the registered nurse. That is why I said emphasis on always saying that you are working under them. When you find difficult situations that you cannot handle, you need to lay emphasis on the fact that you are going to take it or refer it to your team lead, the people that you're reporting to, either the registered nurse or the practitioner, whether it's GP practitioner or whoever that you're working with. And they say assessment call. This one is not even okay. Delivery of care. They said respect and maintain patient privacy and dignity. They might ask you question about this. Now, this is what they want from you. I don't know who sent me this. Now, they said delivery of care, what they want for you, respect and maintain the patient's privacy, dignity at all times. So if I were you, I would go and study anything that has to do with confidentiality. They will ask you question around how are you able to protect maybe patients' personal information and all of that. So there's somebody that went for an interview and they called her. When they asked her, if you're on a duty and somebody calls you to say, how is this person doing? How is the patient doing? What do you do? And she said, okay, they said, if the person, Blessing, I'm going to call you up. I'm sorry. They asked her, if somebody calls you and said they want to know how a patient is doing, that they are family, friends, and they are friends, what will you do? The girl said she will go and tell the patient that somebody is asking for you, and she will tell the person, oh, they are fine. No, you don't have to do that. That's you bridging confidentiality. You need to first of all go and speak to the patient and tell them, oh, your family is on the call. Would you like to speak with them? I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. You can't just bridge it and say, oh, the person is fine, they are good, then you just go and give them. You first need to go and ask them, tell them, excuse me, this person on the call and he would like to speak with you. He wants to know how you're doing. Let them give you the go ahead to say, okay, please, I want to speak to this person. Then you will do that. So they will ask. Another thing that they said there is undertake a range of duties involving direct patient as instructed by experienced practitioner and ensure delegated nursing care is completed, safety and effectively, e.g., washing patients, shaving patients, caring for them. This has to do with personal care. To ask you personal care. So in telling them about yourself, you've already seen that they are asking about personal care and the rest. So in telling them about yourself, you also need to put that in my current role that I work as an healthcare assistant. One of my duty is giving personal care. I wash their hair, I do this. They just want to see that you have already read this job description and you know what you're coming to do. Blessing, please, you can unmute your mic and speak. Blessing Tonuye. Or was the hands a mistake?
Yes, sorry, it was a mistake.
Okay. So guys, are you guys getting what I'm saying, or am I too fast?
You're doing good. You're doing good. Thank you.
No, you're not. We are
Okay.
hearing you.
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
third
yeah.
one now, I don't know who has this thing. I hope you're getting it. The third one now, they said assist patients to access and use toilet facilities and dispose of body waste. This place, what they mean is if you've done moving and handling, whether it's theory or practical, because now in assisting patients, what do you do, Adeyinka, when you're assisting patients? If you're talking, you're muted. Or somebody else wants to go. If you've worked in the care home, when you're assisting patients to use the toilet, where does that fall into? Hilary, do you want to go?
Can you repeat that, please?
The
Sorry.
number three agenda for the job is they said assist patients to access and use toilet and dispose the body waste. Now, if you're assisting patients that cannot really walk or do things, where does that fall into?
Manual handling.
That manual handling.
Exactly. So they may ask you questions around manual handling, and that's why you will come up with the fact that you know how to do moving and handling, you know how to do this, you know how to use the wheelchair, you know how to just every other thing. Another thing again is that they may ask you in terms of safety, like how do you protect yourself from infection and the rest? What do you think you would do in this situation, Blessing? Peju, do you want to go?
Okay, hello guys. I think in this kind of situation, we can just talk about using the personal protective equipment
That's what I
like the
want to hear. That is, see, once you just say that thing, that PEP, just know that you have scored it. And what does it mean? What does it comprises of?
it's comprised of the nose mask. It actually depends on the vulnerability of the patient. If it's someone that's actually very vulnerable, we can see for someone that has COVID and the likes, we can use all the face visors, the apron and the likes.
It's that simple. It's just that simple. That, like what she said, it depends on the vulnerability of the patient. How am I going to put it? How severe is their condition? Is it something that you have to use a nose mask? Is it what you have to wear your glove? Is it the one that you want to use your apron? There are some that they wear in the legs. All those domiciliary people, when you go to their house, I don't know if anybody has done that before. They wear something on their legs to protect too. So they might ask you safety, they may ask you infection control. So you just need to find a way. Let me go to the next one. They said following appropriate training. See, I've not even gone there, but I've seen it already and I've said it. Training, safety, escort, non-acute patient, just a lot of things. Another point, they said ensure that correct use of moving and handling equipment. You see, I didn't even see any of this, but I just stated it. So my point is, everything that they will ask you is already in this stuff. And in terms of inclusion, what does inclusion means? All patients are the same. You need to include all of them. Nobody should be excluded in anything. You cannot say, oh, because this person is of a different color, I have to, exclude the person. There has to be inclusion, and the UK policies, they are very big on all this equality, inclusion, diversity. In terms of diversity, you should understand that we have different people with diverse cultural background, with diverse religion and everything. So you need to be able to embrace diversity. In terms of equality, treat everybody equally, regardless of their background, regardless of their age, regardless of their colors, regardless of their LGBT or whatever. Everybody is treated equally. So whatever personal um belief that you have, leave it aside. After you leave when you're on your job, be professional about it. Whether you don't believe in LGBT, or whether you don't believe that a Muslim should not do this or a Christian should not do this, or some people are what they even call them, is it atheist or whatever. Some people don't believe in God, and it's not your duty to go and start preaching God to them. It's none of your duty. Just do your duty and go. So they will ask you questions. I think I've taken about 5 from here. Who has this thing? Just make sure that, Now, they also said personal development. I mentioned it. Maintain and improve knowledge and skills required to perform all agreed healthcare. In fact, in the NHS, when you come in, they will still train you. But in terms of telling yourself, you can use example like, in my current role, my supervisor is always praising me for always wanting to improve on myself. I'm working with the team and also looking for ways to. Okay, Joshua, please raise your hands.
No, just finish with what you're saying now. Now, just add what I want to say.
Okay, yeah. So in terms of personal development, you always need to show that you are always looking for ways, you're always curious and looking for ways to improve, because you know that whatever you've improved on would enable you to give patients quality health care, quality care, emphasis on quality care. So even if you don't like to read, you need to just lie that your supervisor or your team lead in your current role has hailed you for always looking for ways to, improve on your job by taking the relevant training. And then if you're on this call and you've done NVQ2, and you can say that your curiosity led you to taking the NVQ2 or NVQ3 so as to improve in your role. I don't know, guys, are you with me? Let me even be sure that you guys are even understanding everything I'm saying.
Yes, we understand. You can go on. Thank you.
Okay, Joshua, you want to say something?
So, good evening, everybody. I think it's night already. Just want to add something. So, a general rule of thumb, and this applies to healthcare, not only healthcare, applies to like a lot of roles, is learning how to interview. There are certain roles, like my own field, software engineering, that sometimes what you see in the interview is quite different from your day-to-day activities. But then it's something that they use to check your competence, and then something that they can use to gauge you and tell you that, okay, and tell that you will be able to carry on these activities. So now, learning the general rule of interview and learning the rule of interview for that specific industry. If you're interviewing for the NHS, you will know that one thing they will ask is the NHS core values. From the NHS core values, you need to check the values of the trust. And if you check it well, a lot of the interview questions, they might be centered around the values from that trust. So if the trust sees collaboration as being important, just know that there will be certain questions that will check your ability to collaborate. So one thing that I always do every time is doing your research, right from the job description, everything. If you can read the job description up to 2 or 3 times, I know there's ChatGPT to make things easier, but apart from that, you need to read the job description over and over again. Read the job description, read the person's specification, because it's almost like they're telling you this is what you are looking for, this is what we're looking for. So you need to sell yourself as that person that they are looking for. Even apart from that, when you say that you have gotten the interview, congratulations, because I can see that a lot of us here on this call already have experience in care and support. It's just to find how to tailor those experiences into what they want to hear. And then sometimes you might not have heard, okay, maybe you have been working as a support worker and you are now interviewing for a care role. There are a lot of things that I'm looking for the right word to use. There's some a lot of things you do in support that you can also do in care, that is also done in care. And then even if it's not the same thing exactly, the same ideas that guide it, the same rules that guide it, that is the same rules that guide it in this other place. That's why sometimes if you have never done a certain job before, you can use your transferable skills to bring yourself forward. So yes, it's good to, when you have that experience, you are going to, like when they ask you a question, don't just list the question. Try to explain. Try to answer. Okay, I'm answering this question, but based on what's happened this time, there was a time that. So always try to give examples of things you have of things that have happened in the past that you can use to answer the question. But the most important thing is learning how to interview, reading the job description well, reading the present specification, knowing a lot about NHS, going through the website of the trust. If the trust has a website, go through their website, know what is happening in the, like know what's know what goes on in that trust. Most of the time, if you want to like find a quick if you want to find quick information about that trust, go to their about page, go
Mhm.
to their careers page. That's where they'll give you information about themselves and the things that they value. And even from there, once you're looking at the website, you could find something interesting and be like, oh, I will ask this so and so question during my interview or after my interview. When you say any question,
Mhm.
you will ask, like, okay, I'll ask the question of some this thing I just saw on their website, because if not for anything, it shows that this person has done their research. So do a lot of research about the role, about the trust, about whatever job you're doing. Learning how to interview for that specific role is very important. Learning how to interview, what are the kind of questions that you ask? There are some common questions for similar job roles. There
Yeah.
are ways to answer. There are a lot of resources online on how to answer. Watch people's experiences. Um, what kind of questions? What do these people value? These trusts, these are their values. Meaning that they're looking for someone that fits into this value. Sometimes even if they say, tell me about yourself, you sell yourself in a way that what they say in the job description and in the role and in their values, you sell yourself in a way that shows that you value these things also. Or in your past job, you have been doing similar things that align with their values. You might not explicitly say, oh, like I saw like in the values in your website, this is what you can say, but you just sell yourself in a way that when they listen to you, they see that you are ticking those boxes, because they want to check that you are ticking those boxes that they have outlined. Are you a right fit for the company? Yes. Okay. It's one thing if you can do the job. Scenario based questions. Are you also the right fit for their company? Are you the person that they're looking for? So learning how to interview is another thing again. And then sometimes if you want to go the fast routes, although you should not depend on that only, you can also paste the job description, person specification in ChatGPT or any AI tool and ask, I'm interviewing for the NHS. I'm
Mm.
interviewing for this role. What are the possible questions I could get? What are the possible things that I could be asked? Or um, if they ask me this is my CV, if they ask me to say, tell me about yourself, according to this person specification and according to my CV and my supporting statements, what are some of the things I should put forward when telling them about myself? So just some of these things. Learning how to interview is also kind of like a skill, because you could be really great at your job, and you already have an upper hand if you have experience. If you
Mhm.
don't have experience, you can still sell yourself, but you could be really great at your job, but then if your interviewing skills are not quite there yet, you'll find out that you struggle, and then you're asking yourself, oh, I know this thing, why am I not getting the job? And sometimes the other person might be leading you with just one mark.
Yeah.
Okay. That's because that person has sat down and tried to digest and learn how to interview. And I know this one is easier said than done. Try to be as confident as possible.
Yeah, I was going to say that is
This
everything still falls back to being confident.
so some of these people, they are human beings like you. Like you could even be in a company and then at some point they'll tell you, oh, can you help me and interview this new candidate that's coming
Exactly.
in? So this person is a human being like you. Go and chat, yes, be polite and everything, but just go and chat to them. Show them what you know. Don't look at them as, oh, this senior person. Yes, maybe they are
Mhm.
a senior person, but don't look at them as this person that, oh, you're scared to say anything. go like you're having a chat. Some of them might even be, not that it matters, but some of them might even be younger than you.
Exactly.
So you just chat and be like, oh, hey, this. Have a chat. And sometimes they can see your personality and say that, oh, you're a fun person. That means you're not only going to go and do the work, you're going to be a good person to work with,
With
because
the
you're not going
team.
to be grumpy all the time and just trying to be so uptight all the time. You're good. Yeah, you look like a fun. Apart from the fact that you know your job, you have answered the questions well with enough explanation and examples. You also seem like a fun person to chat with. So just some of these things you should keep in mind.
I feel like also if you can also bring your personality in when you're interviewing, it worked for me. I was trying to chip in like little things to just make them feel relaxed and smile. By the time I saw that they felt relaxed, I also felt relaxed and I started smiling. So like what Joshua said, everything just falls back to you being confident. I know it's not easy, I know, but once you just get in, just see that these people are just people I'm just talking. All of us, some of us are on TikTok and we go on live. We talk with people. Joshua, yes, I was on live, right? I was speaking to people I don't even know. I don't know them from Adam. So it's the same way you're just going to have a chit chat. And most importantly, sometimes they will ask you, why do you want to become an healthcare person? I always say this, storytelling helps a lot. I'm not saying that you have to talk for long and come back. Just chip in that you're very passionate about the healthcare, you're very passionate about helping people live as independent as possible. I think I wrote some down. I choose to become an healthcare assistant because I'm very passionate about helping others and making positive impact in their lives. My previous experience showed me that it is a rewarding career. I also enjoy the variety of, also give example, what's your interest, what really sparked that interest for me. I always use my dad. I used to say, oh, my interest in care started when my dad was sick. I took care of him. I was with him in the hospital. I ensured that he was recuperating. I give all those things. I said, even though we lost him, but that really arose my interest in care to show that I really want to be there for vulnerable people. I really want to be there to help people, get the best out of life. It just gives them that storytelling helps. So it doesn't necessarily have to be someone that is dead or whatever. It could be your sister that, when she was sick, you just saw that, oh, you really have this, you're very enthusiastic about really helping people. So chipping stories, I feel like also when you do storytelling, it helps you relax because, of course, you're telling your story. We gist. So I'm telling you my story that this is why I really started taking care of this person. So storytelling would help you a lot too. And also, I want to say this one also. They may ask something like, where is this thing? How did I forget it? They would ask you experience and skills. So it now depends on the job description too. Emphasis on always talk about communication skills, also talk about problem solving skills. Even if it's on the job, not really on the job description, and they ask you, oh, what kind of skills, when you've mentioned the ones on the chipping the ones on your job description, always communication is very important in terms of in this healthcare. Problem solving stick problem solving skills is also very important. Also, IT skills, organization skills, like learning how to Joshua, what do they call these skills? Learning how to prioritize your tasks or time management skills is also very important, because for example, you're attending to 5 people at the same time and you have just 1 hour or 2 hours to finish attending to all of them, but you're still attending to one person in 1 hour. So you need to also let them know that your time management skills is also very solid. Somebody was putting something in the group chat. Thank you so much. She talked about inclusion. Bisola, thank you. She also talked about okay, duties, inclusion. What you mean? Okay, guys, if I were you, I'm just going to copy everything that is on the group chats. I mean, on this call chats right now. Can you guys see it? He said this is for care home. Yeah, even if it's for care home, you can still find a way to, relate it to what you're going for, the role or anything. Can you guys see it, or am I the only one seeing it?
No.
Can you see it in the comments? If you're joining with your
Yes, we
phone,
can see it.
yeah. So if you
Yeah.
have to take a screenshot of it, if you're not on your laptop, if you're on your laptop, you can copy it. If you're not on your laptop, take a screenshot of it and practice because it really help. Inclusion, equality. I've talked about inclusion. I've talked about equality. I've also talked about diversity. They are going to maybe ask questions regarding that. Azizat, you can speak. Azizat, your hands were raised.
Oh, sorry. I think it was a mistake. Sorry. I was looking for the chat, but I didn't see it.
Okay, you can see them. Okay, good. So is either you take a screenshot. Now let's take questions, guys. Does anyone have question, any scenario that you want to come up with, any question that you have seen somewhere that you just want us to tackle together? This is an open room. Let's talk about it because if you cannot talk now that you're on this call with me, I will just call on somebody and tell the person to tell me about yourself. I might just call on two people who will just, I want to hear you speak. Like three people, I want to hear you speak. Take me as your interviewer here. I would ask you a question and I want to hear you speak. So I think I've done two stuff.
Big.
Is that your baby?
Yes.
How is your baby? Okay,
Yeah,
so
she's
I
fine.
think,
Thank you.
okay, welcome. Ah, I'll start with Adeyinka because you're the first person to turn on your camera. So let me even know. Do you have an interview next week, Adeyinka Afolabi? Okay, Peju.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
I presently I'm working as a bank staff for
Mhm.
NHSP. So I was telling one of the permanent staff that I have an interview for next week. So he asked me one question and said I should go and make a findings about it. He said, okay, like I was told to escort a patient to another hospital for an appointment.
Mm.
So on getting to the hospital, the patient absconded. So, like in that situation, what will I do? I will just like find know the normal answer that I won't run after the patient. I will just be watching him at arm's length. I will contact the security personnel to let them know.
Yeah.
But he said there's more to the answer that I should go and make findings about it. That's why I'm just throwing the questions to the.
So for me, what I think I will do is once that thing happened, now you this is what I would do in that situation. I went with a patient to another hospital, right? And the patient has come, they like run away or something. While
Yes.
I try to tell the security guys around me what's happening, the next thing I will do immediately is to pick up my phone and call my supervisor and
Okay.
report the incident that just happened.
Okay.
Because you cannot do these things on your own. Somebody has to report the situation. What if the patient runs into the road and motor hits the patient? They will say, when the patient ran away, why didn't you call? You didn't tell anybody. You cannot
Okay.
solve it on your own. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. I understand
Yeah,
you.
so you have called the people around to show them that, oh, this, so please, my patient, da, da, da. Pick your phone immediately and call the office to report the situation to your supervisor. Because if anything goes wrong, they've got you to know that you have reported the situation already and they will document it. And while you are doing that, also document it if you have your MCM, that's where you guys do your daily recording.
Yeah.
I feel that's what he wants to hear from you.
Okay.
So maybe
Okay.
when you
Okay.
get back tomorrow, ask him. If he gives you the answer, come back and share with us. But if I was in your shoe or in that situation, before anything, that is what I will do. I will report the situation
Okay.
so that my
Okay.
supervisors can now take it up. Is either they want to call police or they want to, but you cannot do that.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Joshua, what do you think?
Well,
Or does anybody have anything to say about Sonia? Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Rather, good. That question that you just asked, I attended an interview and I was asked a similar question, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So the question was like, if in a community I took a patient out and the patient ran away, and the process of running away, and there's chaos around that particular environment, and I can't see the patient that ran away, what am I going to do? Will I have to deal with the chaos first, or will I deal with the patient first? So the only thing at that moment, I was stunned because I didn't really know what to answer. But the only thing that came to my mind was that, fine, in care, you have to understand that there is hierarchy. In as much as there is hierarchy, I don't have any power of my own. So at that particular moment, what I would do, I'll call my supervisor, tell my supervisor that this is what happened. This is what happened. When I report the incident to my supervisor, then if the chaos is still around me, I have to find a way to leave that place for my
For
safety.
your safety.
So when I answered that, I was surprised that the person asking me the question even had to troop in more to it. Like, that's so nice. You did the
Mm-hmm.
right thing. You have to understand that you don't have a power of your own. You don't have to
Exactly.
do anything on your own. The person was just telling me that the only thing they wanted to hear from me is the fact that I will call the supervisor. I will report the
So that
incident.
means I was right after
Yeah,
all.
you were right. That was what the interviewer told me. After I said that, the person who just added more. So I think
Yeah.
in that situation, the first thing you could do is to call your supervisor, report the incident, get
Shut that
yourself out of
out of
the
the
space.
situation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that is it.
In this healthcare, you need to constantly save your head in
Yes,
as much as you're trying to help people to live as independent as possible. You need to say, and you need to document the slightest thing. You need to document it because the patient is running away and you are running with the person. What is running with the person going to solve? It's not going to solve anything. You need to report immediately. That's the first thing. As you are telling the security, you're calling your supervisor, hello, ma'am, this person just did this, that they are recording it, they are checking, and you know that all these things, but they work with time. They work
Yes.
with time when you record it, because if anything happens, they will go and play the CCTV to check
yes.
when the patient even ran away. Okay, the patient ran away at 1 p.m. and you're calling to report at 1:30.
Hmm.
How? So you need to always learn to protect yourself. God forbid. I heard that some people used to from work and go to prison. That will never be our portion. So
Amen.
you need
No.
to, you need to be
Amen.
very proactive. That's why when I started talking, I said, even when they ask this difficult question, they say, how will you do this? When you see that you cannot even answer, even when you are saying rubbish, God forbid you will not say rubbish. Emphasize that you take it up to your team lead. They like to hear this thing because just like what Sonia said, they like that hierarchy thing. That, oh, you cannot undo this, so I'm giving it to my team lead. I also said something about medication in the video I posted on TikTok. On no account would anybody say, for example, they say in a situation, that's how they asked me. That thing was really confusing. In a situation where you are there's an emergency and the doctor on duty asks you to give a patient medication, what will you do? You cannot do anything. This place, empathy does not even play in this song. Even if the patient is dying, you cannot give the patient medication except it's in your duty or you have been trained to give that patient medication or anybody. Aside that, if you see the person doing like this, shaking, you cannot give the person medication except an authorized person would give. So you need to explain to the doctor to let them know that it is not your duty. And if they keep going back and forth, just call your supervisor, go and report the situation. Let them save you. So that is it. I don't think anybody sent me everything we've just said. Gbogbo tigbo. Please carry your job description. Read it like a book. Read it like a book. Now you guys have started knowing each other. Yeah, you can say, oh, Skill and Grow, we want to have an interview and whatever. If you don't want to have a call, we'll open the session for you guys. You people will be there asking yourself questions, practicing. If you don't practice, you need to open your mouth and talk. Okay, I did send you my, I don't know which one is it. What's your name on WhatsApp? Or what does your number ends with? But so I will go with somebody now. Who will I call now? We have 17 people here. Who wants to? Okay, let me say who wants to go first? Like me asking you question, and you know that you're sure that you can talk to me as an interviewer. Who wants to go first? I know that nobody will say anything.
Please, I have a question first.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, about the issue of the medication or doing something for the patient that we are not trained to do.
Mm.
Can it come under this ability to recognize limitation of knowledge and competence and practice within these boundaries? I
Yeah,
think it comes under it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. From
All
what you
right.
just read, Seth, you see that it
Yeah.
comes under it.
Thank you.
Yes, it does. Who wants to go? Who wants to go first? Let's even practice with 3 people. Even if it's just tell me about yourself and how do you handle a difficult patient. Who wants to go first? Volunteer yourself to go first. We have 24 people here. Okay, Peju.
Okay, I'll talk about when how I handled a difficult
No,
patient.
you're not the one that will tell me what to ask you.
All right. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, on your camera.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Okay, so guys, let's just take note of the whole thing. Hello.
Yeah,
Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. Is that what you will say? I expect you to thank me for, like I said, thank you for the opportunity to
Okay, I'm fine, thank you, and thank you for the opportunity
we
to
will start,
interview.
we will
Yeah.
start again.
Okay.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and thank you for the opportunity for the interview today.
You're welcome. So, is this your document? I will just go through it. Da, 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 da.
Yes.
Okay. Because they have their book with them,
Yes.
they already see your details. So the first question is, could you please tell me about yourself?
Okay, thank you for the question. My name is Ola Oyepeju. Currently I'm working as healthcare support worker with the NHS professional under the Herefordshire and Worcestershire NHS Trust. So where my job details encompass taking care of the patients, making sure they are fine, giving them personal care, putting their diet into consideration, and I think I've not really read my job description very well. So
You see what we're saying?
yes.
You see why this prep is very important?
Yes.
Because when you read your job description, you could start with, oh, hi, thank you for the opportunity to interview for this position. My name is Praise Okichiku. I'm a respectful person. I'm a caring person. I find pride in my job. I'm naturally, now I will not bring you storytelling a bit. Like, I love the healthcare space, and my interest in this space started when I took care of my dad. My communication, like, just put everything together. Now, everything I have in my head is based on the recent interview that I just did. So study your stuff. And I noticed that you were talking fast. Now, that's why I talked about pace. Don't be too fast. Don't be too slow. You need to control your pace. So you cannot do, my name is Peju. My name is Peju. Hi, my name is Peju. Have you seen the difference?
Yeah.
Your pace has to align because it just makes you feel comfortable that I'm just having conversation with this person. Who deep? It's not that deep. So go and read your person specification, the job description. Peju,
Yeah.
your book, write down the things that you will say, write it down. Don't cram it though. But
Okay.
as you're writing, you're understanding it better. Even when you're in the bathroom, be talking about tell me about yourself. Once you get tell me about yourself, the rest is history. Because for me, I see tell me about yourself as the opportunity to sell yourself. Somehow, if you don't even do tell me about yourself, your conscience will be telling you that, I fuck up, I did not do this thing very well. Somehow. So let me try with somebody else with tell
Okay.
me about yourself. Then I'll come back to you. Who wants to go next? We'll leave this call by, if you guys can wait by 11, we'll leave the call. Sonia, let's go. Do you want to turn on your camera? Can Sonia hear me? Okay, let
Yeah,
me.
I can hear you.
Do you want to go next?
Yeah, I want to go next.
Do you want to turn on your camera or your okay
I'm
now?
sorry.
Okay, these are you be
Ah,
doing when you sit there. Okay, well done, ma.
it's all right.
Okay, let's go. Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good
I'm
morning.
using morning, I'm not using afternoon. Hi, good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to interview.
It's okay. It's all white. It's all white. That's how they used to talk. Okay, yeah, so could you please tell us about yourself?
Oh, thank you. My name is Sonia. I'm a highly compassionate and empathetic person. I I take pride in taking care of patients around me, and my duty of care is to make sure my patients are. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to just. I'm new to care, anyways. I'm so sorry. Should I call? Can you roll over again, please?
Okay. Hi.
Hi, you're right.
Yeah, could I please can I please confirm your name? Sonia Osaigbovo?
Yes, that's my name, please.
All right. Just a quick one. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Osaibobu Sonia. I'm highly energetic. I'm a compassionate person, and it is my life ambition to take care of people who are naturally impaired. And again, I take pride in doing this taking care of this set of people because my interest in care started with when I took care of my sister. She had a baby, and the baby was a NICU baby. We had to stay in the hospital for about 2 weeks. Along the line, my sister gave birth through cesarean section. She had a very painful birth, though. So she was in one ward and the baby was in another ward. In other ways, she couldn't see the baby, so I had to step in for her. Every time she expresses breast milk to take to the baby, I have to take the breast milk to the baby, relate to her, how the baby is feeling, how the baby looks so much like her. So that really gave her a ray of hope. And but you know what? It didn't happen the way we thought it's gonna happen. We lost the baby. But in the nick of time, I had to be her strength, I had to be her support, I had to talk her out of that. And having experienced such thing, it really lifted up my life. It lifted up the interest in care, like putting myself in people's shoe, getting to understand the pains they feel and how where to manage those pain around there, trying to give them a ray of hope, like another baby is going to come, even though he's still open for one. So while doing that, in that period of time, I really felt this empathy in me that lots of people are out there who can't take care of themselves personally. It has to do with domestic care, personal care, bathing themselves, and all of that. I took care of my sister. I bathed her because she had some spots on her. I saw myself doing things that I could not naturally do. And while doing that, it gave me this idea that if I can do this for my sister, I can do it for other people as well. So that really aroused my interest in care. And again, I'm an empathetic person. I take pride in sympathizing with people who are sympathizing, even if it means for me to bathe them, to take care of them, to take them out in a gathering, to make sure that everything is okay with them. Just to put a smile and a ray of hope for them that it doesn't really have to be the way they think it is. And again, to make sure they live their best life. Similarly, I understand that no 2 days is the same in the care industry or in the healthcare. So I understand my duty to take care of patients. I understand my duty to communicate effectively with them to make sure that whatever they are saying, I understand it and they understand it. And again, you must understand that communication comes in different way. Even when someone is silent, the person is communicating. You just have to understand all of this. And again, you have to understand that why
So
I'm
sorry to
taking care
cut
of these
you.
people. Yeah.
Okay. So if I would give a feedback,
Yeah.
this is good. But for me, you sound down,
Okay.
right? That's what I get, your pace. Joshua, I'll ask you for feedback if you're still on the call with me. Now, your story is good, but you need to find a way to keep it very short.
Okay.
Because trust me, they will not have time to listen to it. Now, I liked your beginning talking about that you would describe yourself as an empathetic person, a caring person, a respectful person. Now, if I were you, like what Joshua said, aside reading the NHS trust, read the trust of that, read the values of the trust that you're going to. It
Okay.
will be like caring, whatever. Now, after you talked about your what really brought you in, your interests. Now, I want you to switch to talking about your current role,
Okay.
because you need to show them that this is what you're doing in my current role. And after talking about your current role, then bring in your skills, your communication skills, your team lead skills, your problem solving skills, your leadership skills. So your confidence is there already, because it feels like we're having conversation. So it's there already, but I need you to write down. In writing down, you're gathering your thought process together. It makes it very easy. So, but so far, well done.
Thank
Just
you.
put your thoughts together and make it simple.
Sure.
Okay, we'll come back to the next question. Obanike. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Do you want to turn on your camera?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hello. Could you please confirm your name?
Yeah. Obanike Glory Obani.
All right. It's good to have you here.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity for this interview.
It's a white. Could you please tell us about yourself?
Okay. Thank you. I'm Obani Obanike, and I'm an healthcare assistant, a dedicated and committed healthcare assistant. My passion for care begins when I took care of my grandma back home. She was a little bit sick, and she needed someone to be around to take care of her. So that was where the foundation of my healthcare profession began. And I was there for her, doing her daily activities with her, like changing her clothes, dressing her, bathing her, feeding her, and the likes, and giving her medication. So thereafter, she felt very well and everybody was happy. So that was when I felt like, wow, I was really happy that I could take care of my grandma. So that is where the fulfillment that I feel taking care of her. So that's when I like, oh, I need to start my journey in healthcare. And I remember my first job as an assistant back in my own country in an hospital. I was working under a supervision of a nurse. I was assisting them in doing taking care of the patient, giving them their daily care, like showing compassion for them, for their emotional and physical well-being. And I was assisting them in doing the, sorry, I was assisting them in doing some of their activities in the hospital, when they need to move around, lifting. I was communicating with them to know how they are faring, communicating with the family also to know what they need at part time. So that is how my healthcare journey began. And presently, in my role as an healthcare assistant now, I still do the same. My continuation in it, in which I've acquired some skills, and the skills in teamwork, working with my other colleagues, and reporting to the necessary team lead if there's any if there's any issue that escalates at some point that I could not undo myself. And I've also been able to check some vital um role in my patients, which is like checking their blood pressure, checking their temperature, and the likes. So, and which has really helped me to develop more skills in it, and in which I would like to build more in it. That is why I've come for this role. Yeah.
Okay, not bad, but I don't want you to lay emphasis on your home country.
Oh. Okay.
Don't lay emphasis on your home country. So your
Okay.
thought is good, but like
Yeah.
I said, read your job. That's why I'm laying emphasis. Guys, I'm begging you guys to please read your job description. It's going to help you a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
can't, I can't, I can't begin to explain how your job description is going to help you. And write
Mm-hmm.
these important things of tell me about yourself. If that's the only one that you can write down
Mm-hmm.
and put your thought process together. So you don't fine, you will do but it will not be too much.
Okay.
And also, for example, before I call Jenny and Azizat, I think they'll be the last two people that will take. So for example, what I wrote down on my own is, even if I still put some other ones, I said, oh, thank you for the opportunity to interview for this position. I would describe myself as a diligent, energetic, hardworking, empathetic, and respectful person. You see what I did there? I took their trust value.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not, but I know that they said in their values they want caring, respectful. This. I took it. So I
Mm.
said I would describe myself as a diligent, energetic, hardworking, empathetic, respectful, and caring person who takes pride in her job. I am naturally a caring person, and some of my friends calls me mommy. I laugh, and that's because of how I've been able to embody the role, and I treat them like my children. They started laughing because your friends calling me mommy shows that you must be really caring. So I
Yeah.
went ahead to say that. I said they call me mommy because of the way I naturally look out for them, and they laughed. And I said my first experience started when my dad was sick. I took care of him, and it was there and then I realized that I had passion to take care of vulnerable people.
Mm.
I didn't go about saying I they don't have time more.
Okay.
Just say my care my first experience in care started when my dad was sick and I took care of him. It was there and then I knew that I had passion to take care of vulnerable people and walk them through their recovery process.
Mm.
In my role, like in my current role right now, I have demonstrated my strong communication skills as well as my commitment to patient-centered care. I took it. That's what they said they are looking for. They're
Mm.
looking for people with great communication skills, someone that can do patient-centered care. I said, in my role, I've demonstrated my strong communication skills as well as my patient-centered care. My supervisor has often praised me for my ability to lead others. In the job description, one of the skills that they are looking for is leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen what I did? That my supervisor has often praised me for my ability to lead others on and always looking out for ways to improve in my job. One of the things they are looking for is someone like improvements, like someone who is willing to improve on their job. And I also say, and my ability to work with the team. They are looking for someone that can work with team. And
Okay.
I went ahead to say, I have a BSc in mass communication and an MVQ3 in health and social care. Outside of work, I like to engage with people. I like to dance. I just told them little things. And
Playing
I
from
said,
Refurb 189.
okay, it's fine, sorry. And spending time with family and friends. And I told them, remember that I've talked about how I started, my experience and my skills. And then I said, if you employ me as a care assistant, I will ensure that I adhere to the trust values. And together, I took this part from their website because one of their thing is together we will give the community that we serve quality health. So I know that I finished them with that line. I said, if you employ me as a care assistant, I will ensure that I adhere to the trust value, and together we can give quality care to the people and the community that we serve. I did not say too much. So you need to learn to work within time, guys, please. Jenny, what's up? Jenny Okoye.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm
Okay.
fine, thank you. So I do have an interview on Thursday, but I have not made my research. So please, if you can interview me to see how I'm going to
When did you
sound.
get this invite?
I got it on Thursday. So
And you've not gone to their website?
but it's not for the NHS. It's a care and support role
Mm.
for a children's home. But the organization is quite big, St. Elizabeth. So they've got children's home, classroom, and
Oh,
all that. Yeah. So the job description and specification they sent to me, they're for different types.
mm.
They've got for support living,
Okay.
supported living. They've got for children home.
So which
And
one will you be working with? Which people are
I
you
don't
working with?
know because they just sent me everything. I
So
don't
like
know.
all their clients, are they like, what's like their age range? Do you know?
I think it's mostly for children and young people.
Okay.
It's an organization that deals with children with special needs and autism.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
something like
so
that.
so I feel like likely questions, as I tell me yourself, they will ask you, how do you handle difficult situation? Because it's not easy to. I've worked with children, like I've worked with teenagers. They may ask you questions around, what if a child or a teenager is being rude to you? What will you do? You cannot do anything. You remain calm in this situation. And if,
I want you to
ah,
actually interview me.
okay, I should interview you.
Yeah, just interview me. Let's see. I
Okay,
don't
yeah.
know
Let
because
me
I
ask.
haven't
Let me.
done
I will just
anything.
ask you two questions, right? The first one, I will not even ask you. Tell me about yourself. Let me give you the scenario-based question. What if you are on the bus with one of your clients and they start their challenging behavior? You're on the bus with them, but you've not gotten to where you're going to your, I don't know if you get my point, to the location you're
Yeah.
going to, and they start having challenging behavior, disturbing every other person in the bus. What would you do?
First of all, I'll remain calm and try to de-escalate, like to distract the client. But if it does not work, I'll have to call the office.
Okay, is that all? Remember that I said that they are disturbing, like the challenge is too much. You've done, and they are disturbing people on the bus. What will you do?
First of all, I'll remain calm and try to like talk to the client and see if I can distract them.
Mhm.
And I don't know.
Who knows the answer to this one? Who knows the next thing that she can do in order to stop disturbing people on the bus? Nika, do you want to Azizat?
Yes.
Do you want to answer her or it's your own?
Okay. That's my own. But I can just say that maybe she can just talk to them in a calm manner.
Okay.
Yeah, and report it as well.
Okay. Obanika, do you want to go?
Report to the team lead.
Remember that I said that you're on the bus
Oh yes.
and they're disturbing people with their challenging behavior and everything, and you've done unnecessarily thing. Just the point is, you will get off at the next bus stop.
Okay.
Even if you've not gotten to your bus stop, get off the bus. Because sometimes those children with challenge, they will not stop. And you can't keep making other people on the bus feel discomfort because of them. So even if you've not gotten to where you're going to, get off at the next bus stop. with the person until the situation is calm. Then you get on the bus back. So will you just
Can
kind?
I,
Is someone saying something?
yeah, can I ask a question? If for
Yeah.
just a follow-up question. So
Mm.
what about if the bus should stop and the client or the patient refuse to come down with the person working with him or her?
I feel like that kind of thing is rare from my own experience. So I don't know if what I'm saying makes
Yeah, you
sense.
know why I'm asking?
Mm.
Sorry to cut you.
Mm-hmm.
One day I was coming from somewhere, in a bus park, waiting for my own bus to come. Then we saw like two support workers working with will I call him a teenager? I don't know. Let me put it that way. So they were all. It's not the bus they were supposed to enter. So
Mm.
immediately the bus came, then the patient entered inside the bus. Then while the support workers were telling him to come down, he refused to come down. Then the bus driver as well tried to make like persuade the client to come down, but he refused. He still refused. Up more than 1 hour, they were still there trying to like persuade the
So sorry to
client
cut you.
to
My
come
question
down.
would be sorry to cut you. My question would be now is, was the person making any what, did they have any challenging how am I going to put it?
Yes, yes. As they were telling him to come down, he was banging the bus, shouting on top of his voice that I'm not coming down. This is my boss. You understand? And if the bus should move, he's taking them to another direction, different from where they are going to.
If
So what
if
will
if,
you do
if
in
I
that
was
kind of
in that
situation?
shoe, in that situation, there's nothing I can do again. It means that he wants to stay on the bus. We will get to the last bus stop. Oh. I would have called my supervisor to tell them this is the situation at hand. Because these people, they are wired differently. So that's why even you, I used to go out with people that I would just hold their hands. I know that if this bus come, this client will run in. So I'll start telling them ahead, this is not the bus that we are entering. But in a situation like that, we will get to the last bus stop together because they will not come down until they get to that bus stop. So in this situation, I will call the supervisor and tell them the situation that as it is, we just have to get to the last bus stop. When we get to the last bus
Yeah,
stop, we'll come down from it. That's
yeah.
what I will do.
Just like you said, I think the neglect came from the people supporting
That's what I said.
the
That's
boy,
what I said.
because
Because
while they
you
were waiting, I
mhm,
noticed two of them. It's a male and a female. I noticed two of
mhm,
them discussing about their
exactly.
next. If are you going to work, like something irrelevant to what they were supposed to do. So immediately the boy or the teenager noticed that their attention was not on him. That was when he
Exactly.
entered the bus.
You see, you
So I
didn't
think the
tell
neglect
me.
came from them.
You see, you didn't tell me, and I told you that I've worked with people like that. That you need to like pay close attention to them because they are teenagers, and sometimes trust me, working with them is say I would prefer to even work with adults than working with teenagers. They will say all manners of things to you, and then you will get home, you'll be crying. There's nothing you can do. Jenny, I'm just telling you to brace up. Like there's nothing you can do, absolutely nothing. So if they had paid attention, they would have known that this boy and his character would enter this bus. So in that situation, you follow them to the last bus stop because there's nothing you can do. When you get to the last bus stop, you still take another bus back to where you're going to. So that's it. Adeyinka, Adeyinka, do you want to say something? Let us
No,
close
no, 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 no.
quickly.
Sorry, I wanted to say something earlier, but I
Yeah,
think
sure.
that has gone already.
What is it now? Say it now.
No, so about uh do you call it patients? So I work with the children, so we call the young adults.
Young
So
adult.
about probably service user on the bus causing and disruption or whatever. So for me, I don't know if that is allowed, but it is what we do with younger adults sometimes. I think it is important when that is happening that you can just try to let some people understand that uh they they are service user, and probably they have, just let them. That time, I think it is okay to breach a confidentiality at that time. So I'm not sure. I'm open to different
Yeah, I
opinions.
get you. But I feel like once they start having this thing and there's a next bus stop, if you tell them let's go down, they will. But even without you telling some people, they already know
Yeah, I don't
that
understand.
Yeah,
that
so with
this
the next
person.
bus stop you just said, it depends on the city or the area. Sometimes you can be in a rural area where the next bus stop is like,
Adeyinka, I'm just telling you what these interviewers would want to hear.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Sometimes you have
that's
to
true.
take
That's
off
true.
your feelings.
That's
They just
true.
want to know what you
That
if
that
your problem.
that's true. See what? That's true.
Do you get
Yeah.
my point? That's what they want
Yes.
to hear. You have your own reasons, so sometimes you even want to go above and beyond. But they just
Exactly.
want to know if your problem solving stick like
Mm.
is activated.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Another likely questions that they may ask, guys, you can jot it down. Tell me a time you've gone above and beyond for your patients. They want to know, are you even really passionate? This healthcare that you are saying, are you really passionate about it? When have you gone above and beyond for that patient or their family?
Mhm.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
So,
Jenny, um, I've asked you that one because in working with young adults, you see a lot of things. So you need to be prepared to face the challenges that comes with it. Honestly, they will tell you go to hell. They'll tell you
ah,
they'll tell you
so
you're a bitch. Yeah, they'll tell you fuck off.
I'm used to it. I'm used to it. It's nothing new. It's normal. So I also work with elderly people too.
Okay.
So my first job was in uh elderly people. Then I got another one with mental. I never leave the first job. I'm still there, but just
Mm.
working as a bank staff. So it's a place I really love. I love them so, and they love me too. So, but currently I'm just working with young adults. That's my
It's not really easy to work with. I tried it like for a few times.
yes,
I
yes.
ran
It
away.
is
I
not. It
couldn't.
is not. I understand it is not. So, but I've been there for more than a year now working with them. So it's something I'm used
No,
to.
I
So
can't. So I come home sometimes when I will be thinking of the insults that they've given me and I
yeah,
cry.
talking about insults, I had today that they slapped one of my colleagues. So it's normal. You're talking about it. That one is just they are
No,
playing with you. They just insulted you, so they are playing with you.
no, I know I can't. Nah, nah. So Jenny,
So
the, the tell me about yourself.
Um, Thanks for the question and thanks for inviting me over for the interview. My name is Jennifer Okoye, a caring, compassionate, and hardworking care assistant with over a year experience working in both care homes and home settings. Currently, I have a care certificate and I've taken a level 3 course in health and social care. Also, I have a background in internal control and administration, which has shaped my skills in organization and attention to details. What I like about my job as a care assistant is the ability to build trust with patients, service users, and their families, and the satisfaction it gives me knowing that I can improve the quality of life of a person. I am a very patient person. I'm a good communicator and I can work independently. I have the ability to use my initiative and I can also work as part of a team. Also, I love to learn. I don't know what to say. um, yeah, I love to learn. Currently, I'm taking a course on leadership because I intend to move to a more senior role. I think that's it. Thank you.
Let me give you your flowers first. Guys, what do you guys think first? From where she now paused to where our village people now enter ahead. What
I
do you
saw
guys?
that you were sharing her up to continue, not to stop. So it's a good one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you really had a good start. Your intro, someone just said it that your intro was superb. I like that you talked about I have over. So that's the essence of this call. When people say something, you just pick one or two things, add it to your own. I didn't even remember to say it's good to say, my name is Kelechiku Prezokechukwu, an healthcare assistant with over 3 years experience. It's a good thing to say. It's a good thing to say. So finish well, Jenny. That was a good one, honestly. That was really good. And feedback is, I hope you will not stay like this. So when you're on your call, hey Joe, sit up, sit up like this properly and face them. Don't put your head down like this. No, look at them. They are looking at you. They're very bold people. So that was really, really good. Really, really good. So guys, please, let's read our job description. Azizat, I'll take Azizat and I'll take Obanike. Yeah, then we'll go. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, no. Hello. Good to have you here.
Hello.
Yeah, could
Thank
you please
you.
confirm your name?
Yeah, Oyeti Azizatulwa Kemi.
All right. Do you mind telling us about yourself?
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity to be interviewed for this position today. My name is Oyeti Azizatulwa Kemi. I have credits in mathematics and English, which is equivalent to GSC here in the UK. I have, oh God. Sorry, let me come again. Oh God. You say somebody should be confident. I'm ready.
Now only my face. You only saw my face.
Only your face. Oh God. Oh.
Hey God. We will get this job. You people will come back. This time will not be in vain. You people will come back and share your testimony that you got
Amen.
the job. Yeah, let's go again.
Oh,
Okay, hello.
hello.
Could you please confirm your name, please?
Oyeti Azizatulwa Kemi.
Right. All right. Tell us about yourself, please.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity to be interviewed for this position today. My name is Oyeti Azizat. I have credits in mathematics and English, which is equivalent to GSC here in the UK, and I have training in numeracy and literacy skills. Then I furthered more in insurance. I know insurance is not a healthcare related course, but I have transferable skills related to this role, which is organizational skills, teamwork, risk assessment, excellent communication, and time management as well. I have worked in the healthcare for over 3 years as nursing assistant and healthcare assistant, where I have numerous clinical skills, such as monitoring vital signs. I know the normal from the abnormal, and I have a great escalation skill as well. Um, Whenever there's any abnormal sign, I escalate it to the registered nurse or qualified nurse in charge on that shift. And I had a scenario when doing a shift when I was monitoring patients and I noticed a abnormal sign. I escalated it quickly to the registered nurse on that day, which was very helpful, and we're able to save the patients. Even my supervisor thanked me. They celebrated me in the ward. Even the patient family gave me a thank you card just to appreciate what I did. Also, I have skills which are excellent communication, clear communication, ability to be able to reposition clients, making sure that they are comfortable and well relaxed. Thank you. Employment today means you employ somebody that abides by the rules and regulation, and also I'll always abide by the trust values, which are respectful, clear communication, reassurance, and also um I don't know. Thank you.
But
Um,
I don't think it's bad, honestly. You just need to Did you write this down?
Yeah, I've been trying to prepare, but
Yeah, so don't try to explain too much. But honestly, let me give
okay,
you a flower too. Don't
okay,
try to explain too much so that you don't miss your thought process.
okay,
Sometimes when you over explain things, sometimes it's good. Some is good in scenario-based questions, not
okay,
in only about yourself. That's what I feel.
okay,
Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. In tell me about yourself, give examples, but keep it simple, short, and straight to the point so that you don't go outside your thought process. Because once you go outside of it, it just scatters everything from you. Then you find yourself doing So when you talked about your degree, it can come last, right? So you said something like I heard that you have this thing in this thing, even though it is not related to the role. No, I don't think you should say that.
okay,
And just say towards the end, because you're already telling them, oh, I've got this, but it's not related to the role. But I like that you talked about transferable skills. But if I'm being honest, I don't think you should just say you have this in industrial, this thing, even if it's not related to the role. No,
okay,
just find your way around it. And always lay emphasis that if you employ me for this role, this is what I'm bringing. I will adhere to the rules and I will ensure that I give the patient quality care and all of that. And yeah, that's it. Also, guys, I forgot to say something. In any question that you're answering, please always give examples. Always give examples. If they give you scenario-based questions, anything that you're giving, give them example. That shows that you've been in that shoe. Even though it's a lie, just give that
okay.
example. Yeah, it will really help. There was somebody hands. Well, well done.
Thank you.
Well done. When is your interview, Azizat?
Next week Friday.
You pass it. Don't worry.
Yeah, amen.
Somebody was it aside Jenny. Somebody raised. We'll just end soon. Jenny, what's up? Is that an old end? Jenny, okay, I think that's an old end. She's saying something. Is it
Yeah,
me?
sorry about that. Yeah, it
Okay,
was the
so
previous
guys,
one.
we would be ending this call, but I will just round it up with these very, very important tips that I've said before. I think I put it somewhere. Please familiarize yourself with NHS value. If it's possible, you can cram the NHS value and your trust value just to be on a safer side because you don't know if they will say what is NHS value and what is your trust value. And if they don't ask you any of it, you know that, oh, at least you still prepared for it. The NHS value and then your trust value, make a research on it. Then, like I said, common interview, this thing, keep whatever you're explaining to relevant to the role, all right? Also, most importantly, show your skills and qualities, all right? Dress well, though, arrive early, stay calm and confident, use the STAR method. I've said it before. S is situation, T is task, action, like the situation, you are describing the scenario. In terms of task, what was your role in that thing that happened? Action, what did you do to solve that problem? Then the results, after you did that, what was the outcome of it? So when you get that in your STAR method, you can read more on it. It is situation, task, and action. It just helps your this thing, be very simple. If you don't know what to ask at the end of this thing, you can just ask questions around their website or what training opportunities are available for this role. You can write it down. Or how does your team support new starters? Well, ask them what training opportunities are available for this role. That's a very good one that you can ask them. Then, like I said, avoid speaking too fast. Don't speak too slowly. Please, guys, your confidence on this show really matters. I don't know why I'm begging, but I'm really, really begging that you speak so confidently. Please. Also, if you don't understand anything they are saying, pause. Don't be in a hurry to answer their question. They are not God. They're just an interviewer. If they say something, their English can be funny, If they see something you don't understand, tell them to repeat the question. Excuse me, please, could you like repeat the question? I didn't get that. When they ask, calm down, take the question inside and then answer. It gives you time. Then use a warm and friendly tone. Don't act like you're dejected. Smile. Oh God, I wish I can't I can't like overemphasize how important it is to smile. Like, you know, the way they used to do that, their fake smile. It not even come from their mind, but they are doing it. So do the same thing too, guys. And also, your body language is very important. Don't I don't know if people will do this, but don't stay like this. Like, sit properly. Even when they are interviewing you and it's face to face, sit properly and answer them. Then also listen carefully, stay confident, positive. Then, like I said, after this call, guys, practice with your friends. Anybody that you can practice with the person. And with that, we've come to the end of this session. They say time flies when you're having fun. To think that we started this session at exactly 9:30. So we've done. Oh, Ruth. Oh, you guys are giving me flower. Thank you. Ruth. Okay, Ruth has not said anything. Hi, Ruth. Thank you, guys. Oh, Ruth, you can unmute your mic, please, since you've not said anything.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm from Kenya, but okay, me, I don't have any interview and I have not secured any job, but I just want to formalize myself on
Yeah.
how people go through the interviews because I've been applying jobs for care assistants. I'm
Mm.
still in Africa, so that's why I need to catch up with how people answer question and all that. That is why I've joined the live.
Okay. But were you able to get anything so far?
Pardon?
When did you join? Did you just join now or you've been here for about 30 minutes?
No, I've been listening to everyone who you have been interviewing.
Yeah. So did you
So,
get anything? Were you able to learn something?
yes, I've learned a lot about the question like, tell me about yourself and all that. Personally, I'm not that confident, but you Nigerians, I'm telling you, the way you express yourself on interviews, even I ask myself if I can do that. You have like the way you guys express yourself on interviews. I'm even asking myself, oh my God, when it's my time, if I can do that. But I'm learning.
Yeah, don't worry. That's why the community is there. And guys, please, the community is not all about doing job stuff. Oh, remember that we also have our focus group session. As is that I think you were in the focus group session last time, yeah? I think so.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that focus group session is just where you come and do your thing. Me, I'm still applying to jobs, all right? Even as much as I'm working, I'm still applying to jobs also. So in that focus group session, it's just like this. The only difference is I will ask you to turn on your camera because imagine you're here seeing me doing my work and you're in your own place doing your own work. We're not talking, but you can see that Kel is busy. You'll be ginger to do your own thing too. It's not easy in this UK, guys. We'll go to shift and come back, go to work and come back. You will forget your own personal goals that you have set for yourself. And you just come back, you will sleep off. You say yourself, tomorrow I will apply. You will not still apply. That's the aim of the focus group session. For 1 hour, 30 minutes, we'll be on a call like this. Turn on your camera. I'm doing my work, you are doing your work. As we come on the call, we're putting there, what's your plan for today? You put your plan. My plan is to apply for job. My plan is to read. Somebody was in the focus session last week. She only came to read her Quran. That's how important people are taking their personal goals. Maybe she felt like last year she didn't really read the Quran as she would read. It may sound funny that somebody joined a session to read, but that's a personal goal, to read Quran. So if your goals are to join to apply for jobs or to read, some people in our community, they are not there to only get care job. Some people want to transition from care job to project management. In Nigeria, I was in tech sales plus project management. It was when I came to the UK, I came in through COS. I'm just doing what I have to do now because that is what I have to do. But it is not what I want to do. So I'm going to be doing this and be happy about it until I get my desired role and the sponsorship that I need. So sometimes I could be on the focus group session. I'm studying project management. And that's one thing we also want to bring. One of my co-founder is a project manager. Joshua is my co-founder, is a software engineer. There are a lot of people who wants to transition into tech roles. And we're trying to see how we can bring all these sessions for you guys to join and come and see how you can transition. Because let's be telling ourselves the truth. Some of us doing this care. It's not because we want to do it. We don't have choice. Have you seen me? I'm a baddie. I want to work in the office. I want to work in the office, but I'm doing support now. While I'm still doing edutech on the side though, but I'm a baddie. I can't be cleaning somebody's boom boom. But I'm doing it. So my point is, you guys are laughing at me. My point is, we all have our goals. Don't be limited to just saying care. While you are doing this care, still chase other things that you want. So someone said, when is the next focus group? I think that will be communicated. I think that should be on Monday, maybe Tuesday. I don't know, but that will be communicated. That will be communicated. So yeah, that's it. So even if it's 1 hour out of your time, guys, take it for your personal self. Because before you know, you will do this care job. 5 years will go. After 5 years, what's next? After 5 years, what is next? Are we going to keep doing the care job till we turn 60? We should be able to do what we really want to do. Some people want to do customer service jobs. Some people want to do. Me, I'm a salesperson naturally. So, Sonia, you want to say something? We'll soon end the call now.
I don't want to say anything. No, I'm just listening to you because you see this care of a thing. I don't have one single passion for it.
But when you go for interview, you be telling them you're passionate about.
Everybody just lying about being passionate about the whole thing. I don't like it.
I want to ask something.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
as that we are in Africa and we are looking for opportunities, how can we go about it? Because anyway, at the end of the day, me personally, I have studied community health and development. I'm very passionate about care, and like also I want to further more on nursing and all that healthcare, that road of healthcare. So anyway, the challenging that I'm facing right now, it's to get these job opportunity for like applying for job opportunities in the UK.
Okay, so what I will do so that we will not take time. I'm rude. Let me be honest with you. Some people stay in Africa and get a job in the NHS. I'm not even capping. So it's not left for you to put in the work and do the application. I don't know if you joined our group already, the
Yes, I have.
community. Did you see what we posted in the job group that we pinned on how to apply for job and land interview?
Yes, I did. I saw it.
Follow that step like that. And also in the job group, Joshua, maybe we put NHS this thing, NHS stuff. Joshua I don't know if Joshua is still on the call. So this will be talked about in the community so that we don't take other people's time. Yeah, so that's it. How do you undo imposter syndrome? Now, this is another topic entirely. I don't know, there's no time to talk about it, but imposter syndrome to me is, when you know that you have done something, but your mind is telling you that this thing that you've done. I'm like, no, let me. I'm trying to put it in the right words. So, imposter syndrome, let me give an example. Like now, I did this thing and they've given me accolades for it, but I'm still feeling like I don't know enough. I cannot do this thing because my mind is just telling me that I cannot do it. Now, one, you need to be able to know where you currently are and celebrate your wins. Tell yourself that I feel like this should be like a discussion for another time. Would you give me time to make my research and read about it and post it on the group chat? Even ask that question. Aim. Okay, good, good. So I know it, but like I said, I need to put my thought process together so that I can, really teach on that. Yeah, thank you so much. UK will threaten you, but don't panic. Any year doing mental support? Is there anybody here doing mental support, guys? Anyways, guys, we have to call it a day. Would you guys believe that I'm at work? You will not believe that I'm at work, but I'm at work. But anyways, they said time flies when you're having fun. I want to say thank you to all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. I don't know when we'll have another session like this, but I hope maybe later in the week or next week. But honestly, guys, like I said, I beg you, please read your job description. And then if you have any question going on, please let me know. Let me know. And you can drop messages in the group chat, even if I'm not responding immediately. Just know that I'm at work, but I will definitely respond. You know why I'm taking this thing very serious, what I'm doing? When I was going to go for my own NHS interview, somebody charged me £50 to because he wants to sit with me like this. And I'm like, yo, why would you do that? It just really got me angry. Like, people are going through a lot. People have COS issue. People have sponsorship issue. People, and you want to charge people. That's what I'm doing. Skill and Grow is doing it for free. I'm not going to charge. Why? It's my time. If I don't have time to do it, I don't have time to do it. My joy is just for people to just come back and say, Omo, I got the job. That's my job. That's what I want. And when that boy charged me that money, I went to God, I prayed, I said, God, prove this guy wrong, that don't make me fail this interview, so that he will not say that, Shebi, if you had paid that £50, you would have passed. I prayed, I said, God, help me not to fail this interview. And he heard me. So this is me going outside what we are doing now. If you know how to pray, please, guys, pray. If whether you're a Muslim or a Christian, if you know how to pray, pray. Honestly, it helps, but it doesn't take away you reading, but also still pray. All right. So with that, we've come to I wanted to. Okay, yeah. Oh, I'm seeing you guys stuff. Oh, thank you so much. I wanted to just make with that, I think we've come to the end of this session. Except anybody has any other thing to say, I'm happy to take your question. But with that, we've come to the end of this session. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. I honestly wish you guys the best in your forthcoming interview. And I hope that you all come back and just share your testimony. Yeah, that's the word, testimony, with me. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you for being a part of Skill and Grow. I really, really do appreciate, honestly. And guys, if there's anything any initiative that you have that you want us to bring in, any way that you can help, if you see people asking questions in the group and you have answer to it, please answer. I want this community to go more than just a job community. At some point, we'll also hang out, we'll have hangouts. People in London will meet each other. So at the moment, we're about 150 in the group. But even if it's 50 active people that we have, that's enough for me. So yeah, thank you guys. And to my co-founder, Joshua, are you on the call? I think he's left already. Josh. Okay, he's left already. Guys, bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hilary. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys. Oh, Joshua is back. Joshua, I wanted you to say something, but you're not saying. But it's okay. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you so much.